It's Gigi here and welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And click the bell if you want to be notified about new videos that I have coming up. So today I am channeling Martha Stewart, the original lifestyle guru herself. Martha Stewart is a fascinating woman, so I hope you're up for a good natter about it, because we're going to be delving into a fascinating topic and a fascinating life story, and everyone's been buzzing about Martha ever since the new Netflix documentary landed just last month. I watched it a few nights ago and my God, I was completely hooked. So if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and sit down and give it a watch, because it's a thrill ride. So let's talk about Martha Stewart. Who was she? Well, she was basically the original lifestyle icon who was like Gwyneth Paltrow before Gwyneth and Goop was even invented. But Martha went up from whipping the perfect souffle to prison scrubs. But now she's the ultimate comeback queen, so how did she do it? She's attracted an entire new generation of fans. So today we're going to be unpacking some major themes around shame, resilience, and the sheer audacity to reinvent yourself. Something that I've done more than once. So trust me, you won't want to miss this. So Martha Stewart, through the decades, has just become such an iconic woman. But who is Martha Stewart? So for those living under a rock, she is the queen of all things home and lifestyle. The original. Okay? I remember growing up with her influence in the 1970s. Obviously, I was a very young child, but she was everywhere, from cooking shows to home decor. Martha transformed boring old domestic life into a full art form. She empowered women to start crafting, embracing their creativity at home. And honestly, what she did was revolutionary, and she did it with such good taste. Martha wasn't just a household name. At that point, she was practically royalty. I mean, every dinner party she hosted was a masterclass in elegance and opulence, complete with stunning table settings and recipes that made us all drool. And let's not forget her groundbreaking collaboration with Kmart. She was the very first person to even think of collaborating with a high street store so that everyone could bring a slice of magic, Martha magic, into their home. But just like every fairy tale, Martha's life had its dark chapters, and her fall from grace began with an insider trading scandal. I mean, can you even? One moment she's hosting lavish dinner parties in the Hamptons, and the next she's facing serious jail time. I mean, it had to be terrifying. Here was a woman at the peak of her career, the first self-made female billionaire. She didn't come from money. And now she was on the verge of losing it all after one stupid and bad move with an accountant. After a lengthy trial, Martha served 5 months at Alderson, a prison camp that she cheekily called Camp Cupcake. But don't let that name fool you. Initially, she tried to spin her time there as some sort of a enlightening retreat, like a spa for the soul. But let's be real, it was brutal. She even ended up in solitary confinement after some minor incident with a prison guard where she brushed up against him. And to top it all off, the man that she loved for 15 years ghosted her. And we all know what it's like to be ghosted. It completely sucks. So the effect that the prison term had on her life and her business was dramatic. Her show was taken off the air. Her company lost millions of dollars. The magazine folded. Her name and her company was one and the same, and people no longer trusted her. So she had to reinvent herself, okay? Past shame. After prison, her brand took a hit, but it's fascinating to think of, you know, I mean, we all do this, like what could have been, what could have happened if she never served time, what direction her life would have taken. I mean, would we ever have seen her cooking alongside Snoop Dogg? I don't think so. I mean, that partnership introduced her to a whole new generation. But like, here's the kicker. Snoop is not just a cannabis enthusiast. He's also known for his controversial adult entertainment ventures. Charming. Can we talk about how that shifts with Martha's brand? Before prison, Martha would have never considered working with somebody that had ties to the adult entertainment industry. Yet their show is a big hit. Fantastic. But it's such a departure from the elegant image she built. At one point, her brand was bigger than Coca-Cola. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what would have happened if that scandal never took place? I think it would have been amazing for women. They would have had a true icon representing class and empowerment. I mean, do you see that today from any of the trashy stores? Her brand was about letting women love their homes, being creative, you know, having fun in the garden, crafting, embracing domestic life without shame. Okay, so she made her comeback. Kudos to her. She's a survivor. She has 1.9 million followers on Instagram and has attracted an entire new generation of fans. But I can't help but think it's a little sad because it goes against everything she once stood for. I mean, modern culture is a mess, okay? But Martha's brand has shifted along with it. She's a survivor. I love a woman that comes back. You get knocked down, you come back again. But let's also talk about shame and reinvention in this celebrity world. I mean, she's not the only one. Take Lindsay Lohan. She was hailed as being the next Elizabeth Taylor, but her reputation took a nosedive after years of drama, all these legal troubles. And then on the flip side, we have Robert Downey Jr. And he's the classic comeback kid. I love him. After decades of struggles, he turned his life around and became not one of the most popular, but one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. Like, his story is a beacon of hope for anyone out there like you or even me sometimes that's struggling to redefine their narrative. But not everybody's story is the same. Prison or an arrest or just general shame can be a catalyst for transformation for some, but for others it can be a dramatic fall from grace. Martha made it clear. I mean, she wants to move past this prison stuff and the narrative. And she said in the documentary, I don't want this to be the major thing of my life. I mean, she's achieved so much. But that shadow of conviction, you know, it still lingers. I mean, look at Winona Ryder, one of the greatest actresses of her generation. She never fully rebounded after that shoplifting incident. She was a megastar. So Martha's saga serves as a reminder that life just gets messy. I mean, she built her career on perfection. And while many would crumble under the pressure of prison time, humiliation, shame, embarrassment, Martha embraced it with dignity and humour. She didn't shy away from doing the cheesy TV show, A Girl's Gotta Work. And even she built a more successful brand in the end that a new generation appreciates. You know, she's totally nailed social media in a way most women her age wouldn't even consider. Martha's a trailblazer. She's a survivor. I respect that, you know? So listen, shame is a universal experience and we've all had something. We've all had those moments, be it getting fired from a job or getting dumped or who knows what, losing your business. But, you know, after setbacks, you need guts to come back and a healthy dose of self-love and gumption. And you can make a comeback if you choose to learn from your experience. You know, I love this quote from Joel Olston. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And that's amazing. So next time you think of a defeat, just remember, it's just a chapter in your life. It's not the whole story. It's just a moment. Reinvention is possible. And often it's the best plot twist you can write yourself. So if we look at shame, let's just think about how we can reinvent ourselves. And if you want to get more of this content, remember to hit the subscribe button. I'd love your chats in the comments. What are your thoughts on celebrity comebacks after incarceration? You know, can you reinvent yourself? You know, what was your journey of shame? So remember, every setback can lead to a comeback. Don't let that shame define your story. It's only a moment in time. Tomorrow's a new day. Cheers, everyone, and thank you so much for joining in. And I really hope to see you next time on Just Gigi.